For the 17th time today, good morning, as I've been lulling in and out of consciousness all day long, and I got a full night's sleep last night too. Americans are so strange. Tea in bags. Who would have guessed that such a thing would ever be invented? If you watched my recent video, my head's in a vice. It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast in Gettysburg. I think it's Sunday. I forget what day it is every day. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. My friend Bob's probably watching a football game. But in any event, if you watched my recent video I posted today when I was conscious, I wanted you people to know that I'm not speaking for myself. Okay? For the past year, I have, every single day, I have participated in and interacted with and engaged in support groups and forums for people who have the same illnesses that I do. And what I have to say is overwhelming and abundant. I am sharing what thousands and thousands of people with chronic illnesses, multiple sclerosis, costochondritis, hemochromatosis, PTSD, narcolepsy, are saying about how their lives have changed negatively in regard to relationships with people and how people have started to treat them. Okay? And frankly, it's a form of abuse. Anyone who knows me well, for example, my brother, will tell you I don't lie down for shit. I don't lie down for nothing, ever, at any time, except for a nap 17 times a day these days. But I'm not somebody who takes shit from anybody. And I've had it. Being nice has gotten me nowhere. And I try to be nice and I try to be polite, but people are so incredibly ignorant and callous and malignant and don't see outside of boxes, and that's unfortunate. And in my video I mentioned examples, and there's a lot of them, but every day sometimes I have to think of people's names. So here's an example for you. I speak to my friends every day who happen to have multiple sclerosis, okay? And I've been picking my friends' brains every day for the last year. I've been picking their brains and asking them questions. Does this happen to you? Do you have these symptoms? And how are your relations and interactions with people and in your environment? And every single one of them, except for maybe one or two, has reported the same thing. I asked one friend of mine, who's become a pretty good friend of mine, who has had MS a lot longer than I have, and I asked her, I said, so when you went public with your illness, your MS, I hope you guys can see me, but when you went public with your MS, how did your friends respond? Okay? Because I always ask, if you don't ask, you'll never know, you never learn. Is this just happening to me? Okay? And I asked my friend, and I've asked at least 3 or 4 of my friends that have MS this, and I see this daily like a waterfall on support groups. But I asked her, just to confirm, just so I know, just so you know, it's not just Daryl overreacting. So I asked her, I said, how did your friends and how did your relationship with your friends, change, or did it? One of my close friends, I've also asked her this as well. How did your friends respond to you when you told them you had multiple sclerosis? When your life started to change and you couldn't do the things that you used to be able to do? And her response was they became ghosts. Another friend of mine said, I don't have any friends anymore. Both of them reported that their friends used to come over all the time. They'd have dinner, they'd go out to movies, they'd go do things, they'd have play dates with their kids, that sort of thing. And all of my friends have reported the exact same thing, that those relationships are gone. Apparently no one likes to hang out with a sick person, and that's unfortunate, and that is incredibly revealing, and that is incredibly apathetical and incompassionate. And that is what my last couple of videos have been about. These things that I'm sharing with you now, I think of later because I can't concentrate and think of them at the time. And so many people with MS have reported this, and my friend saying that, she said, I don't have any friends anymore. My friends are people with MS. Another friend of mine said, my friends don't come around anymore. Nobody wants to hang out with a sick person. Okay, and so that is the example I wanted to share with you real quick in this short video. That it's not just me. This is, and I see this hundreds of posts on support groups for chronic illnesses every day for the last year. People reporting the same thing, and it sucks. Friend of mine, Alan, posted something the other day that was incredibly. I probably took it a little further than he probably meant, but when I see something important and valuable like that, and I run with it. Okay, and bottom line, what Alan was saying was, you don't give a shit about me. Why should I give a shit about you? And he was, in that post, I kind of found that he was kind of pointing out the apathetical in people, and at least that's what I got from it. And it really hit the nail right on the head. So I wanted to say to you, and I'm not going to be able to remember all of your names, people I interact with every day. I wanted to thank you, few people who have stuck by me, and my new friends who are sick and who have given a damn. You've given a shit. You've actually cared. You actually reach out and say, how you doing? I hear from Cody. I hear from Melanie. I hear from Kathy. I hear from Ken every day. Just, seeing what's up. And that may seem like a real small thing, but when you're looking at the same four walls for an indeterminable amount of time, those little things turn out to be very big things for some people, especially sick people. I hear from my friend Bob all the time, Kathy all the time, Jolene once in a while, Melanie all the time. And so, you few people who have been sincere, and you have been real, and you have been true, and you have been humans, okay? It's unfortunate that most of the world are not like you, okay? And I wanted to thank the few of you for being the human you, okay? Anybody sees this, gets anything out of it at all, I hope what you get out of it is, perhaps, wouldn't it be better if maybe you were a little bit more like those people, okay? There's one or two people that make me laugh every day. You people who've shared my stuff, okay? Lynn, Cody especially. Cody shares my stuff all the time. He's been in my living room. He's seen me sick. In any event, you people who have shared my stuff, it's really important. Melanie shared my stuff. Jane shared my stuff. Mary Rose has shared my stuff. Cody shares my stuff all the time. He's my biggest fan. Lynn shares my stuff. Bob shares my stuff. Jerry shares my stuff. Okay, and if I forgot one of you, welcome to MS. Mr. Bean shares my stuff. I mean, the king, Elvis Presley, shares my stuff. What is your problem? Okay? I know my photography is mediocre, even though there's some very great artists who told me that my photography is good. But in any event, it's not about self-promotion. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to say, oh, gee, I want to be popular. I could give two shits about that. Or, frankly, I don't even want a computer in my house. I don't like television at all. I like books and I like music. I like to paint. Me and my wife didn't have a TV in our house for years. We played our own instruments. John, I hear from you every day. In any event, that it's not what it's about, but the more exposure I get for my creative effort, the more those social networks give me exposure. They put me out there. Okay. For any of you that didn't understand at all, and shit, this is like the 10th time I've posted something like this. The monetization of my YouTube channel. Okay. If I get 1,000 subscribers, I can start advertising on my YouTube channel. And like I said, every time somebody watches my videos, and people watch my videos have been watched for thousands and thousands, more than 4,000 hours. People are watching my videos. And over the past year, it's mostly been people who are also suffering from chronic illnesses because they can relate. Okay? Gotta love a barn. But that's what that's all about. My goal a year ago, that I started this a year ago, was to be able to monetize my social networks so that I could generate a little bit of extra income to help me get back to the doctor, so that I could buy proper, normal food, so that I can buy medications. This month, right now, I had to decide between buying medications for the month and buying food for the month. Last month, I had to panhandle to my friends for food, and you guys who stepped up, it was huge. I freaking ate good. Ken, Kathy, the rest of you guys, you like really helped me out. But this month, I've never had to ask anybody for anything my whole life, and I sincerely hope anybody out there who ever gets sick also never has to. Okay? I came from a really simple background. We were not even middle class. And I worked my ass off my whole life to really honestly achieve the American dream, and I did it. I worked my ass off. I managed the #1 lawn and landscape company in the United States. I met the president. I was in charge of plant and soil science for Arlington National Cemetery, and they were my client. If you've ever been to Hershey, I did all of that for their 100th anniversary. And so I worked my ass off, and I climbed the ladder, and then boom, like a ton of bombs falling out of the sky, you get sick and it turns your life upside down. And frankly, you don't think it can happen to you? I didn't think it could happen to me either. Okay, because at the time that I got sick, I was in better shape than Brad Pitt in the movie Fight Club. I was that kind of shape. I was in perfect shape. And I laughed at my doctors. I'm like, you're on crack. There's nothing wrong with me. And it turned my life upside down, and my life savings gone. House gone, everything gone. I just started over from scratch, going through a divorce at the same time. One of the most profound moments of my life is I'm laying in a hospital bed in 2005, and my daughter was about 6 years old. And she took me by the hand and she said, Daddy, you can have my liver, because I was facing a liver transplant. Iron was destroying my liver. Iron is destroying my pancreas and my spleen and my bone marrow and my cartilage. Okay, and that same hereditary hemochromatosis killed my dad. And I encounter people every day who have lost family members to hemochromatosis. And it sucks. But really what this is about is I'm trying to I could go off on a million tangents all night long. But what this is really about is I'm not the only one. I'm not speaking for myself in my videos. Okay? And for people who have chronic illnesses that have watched my videos, they've reached out to me and they've thanked me. They said, thank you for stepping up for us and thank you for speaking for us. So this isn't Daryl being pissed off. I see what is going on in the world now that I'm in these people's shoes. And before I got sick, I was completely ignorant. I was oblivious. A box in my head. Okay? And now I'm in those people's shoes and I see it for what it really is. And I see how it's changed my life and my relationships with people. And it sucks. And the world could change. And you've heard me say it before, and I will repeat it till the day I die. Wouldn't it be better if more people gave a shit about more people everywhere? Okay? If people started caring about people the way my few friends, the few of you have cared about me, it would change the world. Because people not caring about people is absolutely the root problem with is the beginnings of all the other problems in the world. If people gave a damn about people, no one would go hungry. If people gave a damn about people, everybody would have shelter. If people gave a damn about people, people would be able to get medical care. If people gave a damn about people, there would be no wars. Okay? It's that simple. You guys have a good night. I'm going to start getting on my webcam live. So if I am, stop in and say hello. You got a webcam? Be nice to see your face. But in any event, guys, have a good night. I hope you are surrounded by people who care about you and love you. Tomorrow, be safe wherever you may be, wherever you may roam. It's very icy outside. And I hope whatever your goals are tomorrow, whether you're sick or not, that you are successful in achieving those goals, whether it's getting a bath, okay, which is my goal for today, or whether it's building a new company. I hope you're successful in your endeavors. And so that's all I have to say. Wouldn't it be better if more people gave a damn about more people everywhere and how it could change everything for everyone for all time? Have a good night, guys.